G'day guys, it's Nathan Bell. I'm here at King Edward Park with my writing mentor Tom Pahlow, who's provided by the NDIS Service Reliability. Today I'm going to tell you a bit about my new book, 22nd Century Man, which is going to come out sometime next year. I've been writing 22nd Century Man for about 2 years. It takes me a while to write these books. They're very complicated. And, I've got to come up with all this stuff which doesn't exist, so it's fascinating. Anyway, what I want to tell you about 22nd Century Man, it's a great story. In 22nd Century Man, a man named David in our time, in this era, when in the period of drug reform, he's a drug dealer, he's a cannabis dealer from Cessnock, and he sees that cannabis is going to become legal, so he starts a medical cannabis company, and then becomes a millionaire owner of $10 million. He develops a small fortune. Anyway, David becomes sick with a degenerative brain disorder. This is in our time, in around 2023. And then he gets himself cryogenically frozen so that he can be woken up when they can heal him. Anyway, 100 years passes, and they can heal him, so the court orders that David must be woken up and healed. So the book starts with David's great-great-granddaughter Eleni, and we won't talk about what happens in the first chapter. I'm not going to give too much away, but we meet Eleni, and shortly after we meet Eleni, we meet David being woken up at the cryostasis facility. And what happens basically in the start of the book is David meets all of his great-great-grandchildren, and he has several great-great-grandchildren who he meets. And then the book follows the story of David wanting to inherit the company again. He wants the company back. It's his company which he founded, and it's in control of his great-great-grandchildren, but some of his great-great-grandchildren don't want him to have any share or ownership in the company. So there's a bit of drama around who owns the company and what David's right or claim is to the company that he founded, because it's been operating without him for a century. So I won't tell you too much more about the story of 22nd Century Man. There's a bit of a murder mystery in the story, I'll tell you that. So it's exciting and it's full of drama. But there are also many interesting themes explored in the book. The book talks about futuristic technology like brain-computer interfaces, which are coming out in the next couple of decades. So characters in the book have brain-computer interfaces. Characters in the book are also genetically engineered so they don't age, and so they're super strong and athletic and intelligent. The book explores drug reform. In the world of the book, in 100 years, psychedelics are legal and everybody uses them. Everybody's on MDMA and cannabis. So the world has also become vegan by law. They've dictated that we must be vegan because it's animals' rights not to be killed, to be eaten. So it's interesting. And authoritarianism is explored in the book as well, because Australia has become quite a police state with all these very strict rules around how you should behave. And you're not allowed to say anything offensive to anyone or insult anyone or say anything slanderous or derogatory or mean. You're supposed to be kind and friendly all the time and respectful and polite all the time, and you can be charged with verbal assault if you attack someone verbally, and if you continue to do it, you'll be sent to a psychiatrist for assessment, and he will or she will decide whether you need to be sent to a re-education school. So it's very 1984, and that's about all I'm going to tell you about the book at this stage. Now I'll let Tom speak a little bit about his experience working on the book with me and what he thinks about it. Go ahead, Tom.
Hi everyone, I'm Tom. So I've been working with Nathan for about 2, maybe 3 months now on this book, and it's really interesting to see everything that he's come up with for it. It's as he said, it's a sci-fi futuristic kind of novel, but set in Newcastle, so it's really nice to sort of see some local Newcastle areas and places we all kind of frequent, seeing what happens to them in the future. It's a very interesting book. He's come up with a lot of really cool concepts for it, and we're working hard on getting that out for everyone out there. Yeah.
Right, guys. So I look forward to bringing out 22nd Century Man sometime next year. I'm on the second draft now. I've nearly finished the second draft, and I've got to do a third draft. So it's got a great plot. So I look forward to bringing it out to you. And remember, if you're interested, you can buy my debut novel, Kings of the New Age, The Quest of the Balancing Stones. I've got 50 copies arriving tomorrow, so come and see me. I'll be on Beaumont Street over the next few weeks selling my book. Okay, see you guys. Peace.
See ya. Bye.